Joe Pyfer just TKO'd Israel Adesanya in the second round, and wow, was that depressing. A legend of the game becoming washed in front of our very eyes. Israel Adesanya is now on a 4-fight losing streak, while Joe Pyfer increases the winning streak to 4 himself and gets a big jump up the rankings. But if Adesanya was still the Adesanya that fought Dricus du Plessis, let alone the prime Adesanya, he would have put away Joe Pyfer with ease because he was there for the taking. So let's break it down. Round 1, Izzy is looking like almost old version of Izzy, but he does look very slow. He looks very slow, and his defensive wherewithal is not the same. His hands have always been low, but his chin was wide open the entire fight. He was blocking shots by parrying with a long arm, and it was just not going to work for the entire fight. But he's chopping the low kick, he's kicking the body, a beautiful knee to the face lands on Joe Pyfer. He's picking Joe Pyfer apart, and Joe Pyfer is very slow. His takedown entries, you can see from a mile away. He's stuffing them and then separating against the cage. Israel Adesanya is doing a very good job of stuffing the takedowns, and Joe Pyfer looked like he was stuck in the mud for the entirety of the first round. Yes, he landed a couple shots on Israel Adesanya, but that was about it. Israel Adesanya clear 10-9 round 1. Round 2, we see the calf kick really start to take effect. You see when Izzy slams the calf kick, you get a reaction out of Joe Pyfer. He was starting to slow down physically. His body was not able to move at the same slow pace that he even started with. He was stuck in the mud now. He was clearly hurt, the calf was clearly torn up, and Izzy was going to start piecing him up. The body kick in round 2 was elite. He had Joe Pyfer very hurt. He wobbled him. This was so close. Israel Adesanya had him wobbled in the second round, up against the cage, and he stood Pereira style, hands down in boxing range. What are you doing? It's like he didn't want to win the fight. He has Joe Pyfer hurt. It looks like he's got nothing for him. Joe Pyfer looks demoralised, and Adesanya stood hands down in elbow range. Get out of there. Get out of there. But he didn't. He started trading in the pocket for way too long, and slowly Joe Pyfer clipped him with 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't look like anyone particularly did the major damage, but he just kept getting tagged and tagged and tagged, and eventually it's going to catch up with you. One of them seems to rock him. The tide completely shifts. Joe Pyfer starts pushing him back now, landing good against the fence. Adesanya covers up. It was just absolutely depressing. Adesanya's covering up, thought he was playing possum, but he's not. He was really hurt. He tries to swing back, everything whiffs. Pyfer grabs him, takes him down, and when Israel Adesanya, especially at this age that Israel Adesanya is currently at, when he gets taken down, if he is in any sort of controlled position, good night, Irie. It's completely over. His jiu-jitsu defense is absolute zero. Gets the back taken, gets flattened out on his back, and gets ground and pounded to an easy TKO finish. He was clearly not out, but he was clearly submitting to the fight. There was nowhere else he could go. He was flat out on his back. He had it for the taking. I promise you, the Adesanya that fought Dricus du Plessis would have put this guy away. But standing elbow range with your hands down, with no head movement, it's just not the same Adesanya. And whether he beat Joe Pyfer or not, he was always going to be a depleted version of himself. So fair play to Joe Pyfer. He was getting beaten up, he stayed in the fight, he landed the shots, and he took advantage of Izzy's poor grappling and poor head movement in this fight. Izzy was really slow defensively, and Joe Pyfer took advantage of that. Now, to be honest, did I think Joe Pyfer looked great? No, I did not. I know it was a 14th ranked guy versus a 4th ranked guy, but do I think now Joe Pyfer should be competing with the Amavovs of the world? No, I think Amavov schools him. I think he was very slow on the feet. I think he got lucky that Adesanya was looking to get out of there, it seemed like. And I think anyone else at the top level at this current moment does Joe Pyfer in. Yes, he turned the body cam off, but someone else will switch his lights out. So what's next for Israel Adesanya? Retire, man. I know he vehemently denies it. He says he's going to keep going again and again and again, but this is the typical story of he loves the game. Losing 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. We're going to get to the Tony Ferguson type numbers. And before it didn't feel like it. Genuinely. When he'd lost 4 out of his last 5 and 3 in a row, having lost to Pereira, DDP, Sean Strickland and Nassim Mavov, it felt like he really still had it. He was just getting clipped or outclassed by the top of the top. But this one showed different. Adesanya did not look like the Adesanya of old. He looked slower, he looked less potent, and he looked absolutely vulnerable on the feet defensively. What's next for Joe Pyfer? Well, he did just take out the number 4 contender in the world, so a guy like Caio Borralho is probably next. You know, Caio Borralho is still a couple of fights away from a title shot after losing to Nastina Mavov. A good, real, lukewarm water test for Joe Pyfer to see if he really is that, or if Adesanya's just washed. Let me know what you thought of the fight. Am I giving enough credit to Joe Pyfer's game plan, or is Israel Adesanya truly washed and any better version of Adesanya schools Joe Pyfer? Please like and subscribe for more.